più tra i farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girano, delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto Adolgino d'amor. Delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto Adolgino d'amor. Non più avrai questi bei panacchini.
Hi guys, we have with us today a guest, Satyadeep Mishra, who's a dear friend, a foodie, a traveler, and also an actor. And we're really looking forward to his film, which he just shot, which is a psycho film. I'm not going to talk much about the film.
Exactly. So he's joining us here at Mezzo Mezzo at the JW Marriott, and we're going to be doing a review of this Italian restaurant. We just spoke to the chef, and he enlightened us about the various foods from the different regions of Italy.
Piemonte,
yeah.
Sicily, something from Venice.
Yeah.
So
And he's just come and he's taken our order, and we're very excited to try out. Italian is one of my favorite cuisines, so I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, and I'm looking forward to the wine as well.
And as you can see, I'm staying quiet and just waiting for the food to arrive because I'm dying hungry.
And he will tell us how he liked the food as well. So
Yes.
so stay with us, and we will show you some delicious food.
Parsley and some tonata sauce. Here is a cicchetti, so inspired from 3 different regions. We have almond crust prawns with the macco is asparagus and ricotta. This is a roll of polenta with cuttlefish ink, filet with soy cod, Venetian style. And here we have capesante, is sea scallop with bagna cauda, is garlic anchovy sauce from the week.
Leggero galante, quella chioma, quell'orio brillante, quel vermiglio d'onesco color, quel vermiglio d'onesco color, non più frai quei panacchini.
So that was a lovely round of appetizers, beautifully presented. What do you say? And
What was your favorite?
I think I like the scallop a lot.
yeah, I think scallop was my favorite.
Scallops with the celeriac was really good, yeah.
I like the turkey as well.
The tornado turkey with the anchovies and garlic paste, very simple but wonderfully defined flavors.
Because sometimes simple things are so difficult to make, but if you make them right, like this, they're just
Yeah.
perfect.
Absolutely. And then we had the prawn, which had the crushed almonds and the asparagus smash, which is also really delicious. But one of my favorites was actually the codfish, which was wrapped in squid ink polenta, which just sort of had this little burst of flavor. It had crunch in it, and it just had it all going. I really liked it.
I like the way you described it, because anybody who doesn't even eat something like that would
Yeah,
want
if
to
you, when
eat
you say
it.
burst of flavor, somebody's
Yeah.
going to eat it.
So, I think that was
Oh,
great.
This was a wonderful start.
Tell us something about Goa. You go to Goa a lot, right?
I do. Yeah. I mean, for me, it's like the perfect sort of melting pot for a few things that I love. So I'm into yoga, and Goa is sort of, at least during the season, is quite a special place if you practice yoga. It's also for food, in that, given that it's actually a really tiny place, it has some really great restaurants, and that they're not just catering to an Indian palate, because the people who visit Goa are from all over the world, and they have off the top of my head, like, they have a Japanese restaurant in Bagator called
Sakana.
where you would pay maybe 1,000 rupees a head for great sushi and beef yakinoki, and it's cheap. I mean, it's not extravagant sushi prices, but really good. And then there's people like Salim, who's had a restaurant there called Sublime for years, which has now branched out into something called Cafe New and Elevar. They all like Ashwin Mandrem up north. Really, really good food. You could you could plan your. A lot of people plan their day on the basis of what cuisine they want, and they'll end the day there. So it's quite big on everyone's agenda, and very accessible, and quite frankly very cheap.
I like places where the food is good and it's not too expensive.
Yeah, and there's so many of these mom and pop places. Some foreigner came to Goa like 20 years ago and got married to a Goan, and now the couple runs
Exactly.
Goan restaurant.
a restaurant in Goa. So
There's a place called La Plage. Have you
La
been
Plage,
to?
yeah. So
Have you been to a Reverie?
no, but I know where that is. I've never gone in. But La Plage is like a 13-year-old restaurant.
Yeah.
It's got a huge fan following. I mean, when the season isn't really that hot in Goa and people haven't come, La Plage, weekend lunches will still be packed.
Yeah.
But then they have that they have a 13-year story behind it. But I have these friends who wanted to, this couple, and they started dating, and they said, oh, let's go open a shack in Goa, and they literally went there and they met a friend, and there was somebody else who was visiting the friend and who wanted to sell some furniture, and they started talking, and this was this French man who was leaving Goa, and he was running a restaurant there, and he was going to open something in Paris, but he was getting rid of everything. So within 2 weeks of these guys actually thinking of, coming up with the idea of let's open a shack, they inherited a full-fledged kitchen with licenses and everything.
Wow.
And now it's called Veranda, and it's just the two of them. So they cook, they clean, they serve, and they live in a little hut on the top terrace of the property. But it's great. I mean, you can do that in Goa.
Quella chioma, quell'aria brillante, non chiudrai farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girando, delle belle trovando a riposo.
So what was your favorite?
I think I like the risotto with wild mushrooms.
And pumpkin. And I love the little pumpkin seeds.
The pumpkin
on top.
seeds added such a crunch.
To it. That was really one of my. It topped my list too.
Yeah. So my favorite was the orchetti. It's the pasta, and it had a broccoli puree, and it had some oven dried tomato and salted ricotta. I'm looking at the menu because they have so many elements, and the chef was just telling us all the different elements, the little elements that add to the flavors, and they don't actually sort of add too many extra flavors or sauces to the dishes. They let the natural ingredients sort of
Speak for itself.
speak for themselves, and add to the flavor of the dish. And so I really liked that dish. So, and the other one we had was the Amatrician. Okay, we're not pronouncing them properly because we don't know Italian.
No,
but
I know it now. Amatrician.
Very good. It's very good.
And I think that was my favorite because
Yeah.
I just love the linguine and the duck breast in it and the pork and
Well done.
tomato sauce, and I think it was like mamma mia.
Although I think Satyadeep, what did you think?
I think that was a bit.
It was a bit.
The tomato was too sour.
A bit
for
sour.
my
For your
palate.
palate, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so some people some people are not, like my mother is not fond of tomato sauce, but it becomes, if it's too sour, it's a palate,
It's a palate thing.
It's a palate thing. So yeah, I loved most of the dishes, and we
Yeah.
were really happy, and we are going on to our next course. The main course will be coming soon.
You know, it's a tough job.
It's
Eating,
a tough job.
staying,
You guys
chilling.
think that, yeah, we it's glamorous and we're eating out. It's a tough job.
Staying and chilling is okay. Eating is tough.
Delle belle trovando a riposo, ma ci settua dolcino d'amor. Fra guerrieri può far pacco, grande stacchi stretto sacco, schioppo in spalla, sciabla a fianco, collo dritto.
For me, the star of the show is definitely the chilling kebab with the mussels and couscous, and of course there was prawn broth. It was really nice.
Yeah,
very
it was lovely.
fresh.
The fish was really, really
The fish
fresh.
was,
I mean, it was
yeah.
just as though it's just been like
And
chopped
it
up.
was it was well cooked as well.
I like the suckling pig too.
And I think it was like a labor of love because
Yeah.
the chef meant.
The reason why you see so much of this food left is because we all really, really.
We're all really full because there was a lot of stuff to eat, and the last dish we had was the black cod, which we weren't, we
Yeah,
weren't
not-
too big
not
on.
my scene.
Yeah, we weren't.
But that said, I like the Swiss chard, which I thought was really amazing.
Yeah.
But then the fish and the sauce didn't really work for me.
Have our last course, which is going to be dessert.
I hope so.
You are going to have your last course, which is dessert.
I am going to.
I'm going to
yes.
just take a spoon from him and for the sake of gastronomy.
Un gran turbante, molto onor, poco cantante, poco cantante, poco cantante. Ed invece del fandango.
Dessert course, I thought was the star of the show.
It was
I
very
had the
semi-freddo?
hazelnut
good. The hazelnut semifreddo with the chocolate
semifreddo
liqueur.
with the chocolate liqueur, which was super.
It was
And
super.
I really can't even taste anything else because I'm really full. So I leave that to these two.
Yeah, the semifreddo with the chocolate liqueur was really good. It's an invention of Chef Matteo, and it's supposed to be a digestive.
A very high calorie digestive.
But yeah, it was really nice. Something absolutely different from the regular desserts that you get. Speaking of regular desserts, you have the tiramisu.
I think the tiramisu was really good. The mascarpone, the coffee, it blended well together and it gave the perfect soft bite.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
And then we have another of the chef's creations, which is called the Bonnet from the Piedmont region, and it's basically a chocolate and amaretti pudding, and it's got this caramel and blueberry sauce and some whipped cream, and it was also really different from the regular
It had
desserts.
a little bitterish taste
a
to
little
it.
bitter,
Obviously
and-
because of the amaretti, but it was nice.
Yeah, definitely something that you should get if you're at Mezzo Mezzo.
I think you should definitely order all the desserts on the menu because I think
Desserts are really good,
one
and-
is better than the other.
Yeah, so I think overall the meal was really nice. Would you
Brilliant.
say?
Lovely. I mean,
Yeah.
we've been here 2 hours and 45 minutes. and
And we've eaten a lot.
And we've been eating
we are in a
and
food coma.
Yeah, and it was just a pleasure because the chef came and he talked to us about the food and the ingredients, and it was very interesting.
he also mentioned the various regions
The
and
regions, and you could make out the passion that he had for the food that he was making. You could see it in his eyes, and that's what really appealed. And just him describing the dishes made us salivate. So
yeah, obviously, and eating them, it matched. I think if we were to give it a Michelin star, we would actually give it
a deserving.
Michelin star indeed.
So yeah, that was our review of Mezzo Mezzo at JW Marriott. Watch our other reviews as well. We were at the poolside and we've talked about the hotel. We're going to be reviewing the
BBC for breakfast tomorrow.
So that link will be there as well. Check out all of our other reviews, and Eat Stay Chill will be doing a lot more this year. So
And thank you guys for having me over.
it was a
It
pleasure.
was a pleasure to have you over because because you like food and you love food and you eat everything.
Yes.
So
and
we like people who love food.
Yes.
Because people who eat food are the best
Happy people. Yeah.
And now it's time for us to chill. So see you guys.
Good night.
Bye.